Hello, welcome to our home at Young's Crossing. I had a box that I had thrifted and it had some words on the side. I think I showed it in a thrift haul prior to these. And I sanded off the words that were on the side and then lined the inside with some printouts that I got from My Porch Prints, her Etsy shop. And I printed those out onto some rice paper, and then I decoupaged that into my box. And I'll show you a video of that process, but this is what it looks like. And this is the bottom. And this is the front where I sanded off the words. I took it outside on the bungalow porch and sanded it so that the words went away completely. I didn't really want that on the front of this box. Then I mixed together some cheap brown craft paint with just a little bit of paint and water, stirred it up, and I used that as a stain for my box. It looked really pretty going on, but really didn't turn out quite as dark as I'd hoped, but it'll work just fine. Then, using rice paper, I printed out some pictures I bought off Etsy, page prints, and I adhered them to the inside of my box with Mod Podge. I had one print I used on the top, and then I used the other on the bottom. The rice paper was a little bit easier to decoupage on there than your general copy paper would be. Instead of just cutting the edges, I put water on there so that I could just tear it and it wouldn't show up so much where they meet. Then I put them in and put a coat of Mod Podge on the top. Then I had to do the bottom. Did the same process. I found that folding the paper before I wet the edge made it a lot easier when I got it wet. I could tear it much easier. And then I have that rough edge that doesn't show where everything overlaps as much. Then I trimmed the sides that go to the side of the box. Then I decoupaged the bottom of the box inside, the same as I did on the top. What I wanted to do with this, gather up some vintage toys and put in it. Problem is, I think I have too many toys to put in it. So I may do something else with this eventually and use this other big, huge ammo box I bought, sand it down and use it. I have a Chinese checkerboard and it has regular on the back. This was my husband's when he was a kid, and their toys are really worn. When you didn't have a lot of toys, you wore them out. This was my checkerboard and backgammon on the back. It's just the little cardboard one they used to have. It's a box, and it was made for cards because it has the card and then you just put your deck of cards in it. Then I had this little puzzle. It's a little wooden puzzle. I don't know if you can, it's a farm scene. Looks like they're taking in their milk herd. Anyway, that. Then I had my old Viewmaster. I loved those things. I can tell my daughter played with it when she was little because it says she wrote her name in there. Made in the USA. I can't find a year. This I got from my aunt that collected dolls. He's a Howdy Doody doll. And pretty worn, but vintage for sure. This is a bag of the croquet balls from one of our old sets that we used years ago. Actually, we got it with S&H green stamps, I can remember. I still had the sticks, but they are pretty worn out. I don't know if I'll put the balls in the toy box or not. Just a consideration. And I have these old dominoes. They were my husband's too. Looks like they were $1.39 when they bought them. Chicago, Illinois. Anyway, they aren't as rare as I thought they were because I've seen them on other things. And this is a card shuffler that my mom got for me. I don't know if she got it at a garage sale or what, but she bought it for me a long time ago. And you just put your cards on each side here, and then you do that, and it shuffles them all out, and they come out to a pile here. And this is an old book that I had. It's a big golden book, my bedtime book. And I love the illustrations in it. Let's see. This is the 1964 edition. They just don't illustrate like this anymore because they don't have stories like this anymore. Now it's all superheroes and vulgar talking cartoons. One of these. There's an old dart with a point missing, and another one of those. And this needs to be cleaned up a little. But this is, somebody got this out of cereal, I'm sure. It has the Tricks for Kids rabbit on it. And inside, it has some little game pieces. So I'm thinking probably there was a game illustrated on the back of the box, and this was inside. These are some cards that my mom and I played games with when I was a kid, and I just loved them. And every now and then I can remember cleaning them. We'd clean our cards and get all the stuff off. And we played with them so much that one The two of hearts just broke in half, and it broke our hearts. So we couldn't play games with them anymore. And the card grip worked like this. It's great for little hands. I don't think all these things are going to fit in my little box, but I was just going to give you an idea what I want to do. I was thinking maybe put that in the back. No, this in the back, and that. Put the Viewmaster and the dominoes. And my Howdy Doody. Guess we could stick this back here too. Card shuffler's too big. That's about the best I can display it with this little box. This is what I ended up with. I am going to need a bigger box, but I did get my Old Maid cards in there, some of them. This is the older ones. And I put them in the little card gripper so it kind of shows up what it is. And I got that puzzle, my Viewmaster, a couple of croquet balls, Howdy Doody, some old dominoes, and an old dart. And then I added one of my husband's little old cars. Then I've got the big golden book, my bedtime book. Then the old Chinese checker metal game board. And then my old cardboard checkerboard backgammon board. And that's what I have for now. Before long, don't be surprised if you see me doing something similar, only using a box that's about 3 or 4 times this size. I appreciate you watching. I would love if you could give me a thumbs up and a comment, and subscribe if you haven't already. It really helps. Thank you very much. And come back to our home at Young's Crossing. Bye.